Okay, this is my hydraulic tank, and inside here it was covered with some of that West Vaco. You remember talking about the West Vaco? Because you're going to want to blow all that West Vaco right in there, because nobody gives a shit about West Vaco, so just blow that stuff in there. Basically slag, weld spatter, cutting torch spatter. So I have been running a big bar in and out of there, knocking it loose, and then I've been taking a great big long magnet and cleaning it out. Anyway, there was a lot of crap went through that pump. Let's go over and have a look, see at what it's done to the pump. Okay, this is the pump on the service truck, and I want to tear it apart and look at it and just show you this is how I take pumps apart. So I took out some of the bolts up top, the ones out at the bottom, and one thing you're going to want to make sure is if the bolts are different lengths, make sure that you take note of that or a picture. So I've got my bolts over here. I've got the top ones at the top and the bottom ones at the bottom. But I got two more bolts to take out before I can separate it. But one of the things you want to do, just to save yourself some aggravation, is to mark the sections on the pump with a center punch so you know how they go back together. So I'll put one on the main housing here, and then this one right here I'll put one to line it up. And it looks like we've got possibly, I don't know if this is a center plate, doesn't feel like it, but I'll mark it to, that'll tell me that goes up. I don't think that, yeah, I think that's just a parting line, but I'm not sure. So I'll put one there, one here, so I know to line those up that way. And then on the back housing, I'm going to put one over here. Actually, I'm going to put two, and then two on this one. And that will help me orient it. Now this center one, I'm just using one. I don't know that comes apart. This is this parting line. I don't know what we got here. So I just want to mark that so that they go together the same. And then we'll take the rest of the bolts out. Oh, they are tight too. Okay, when I do the last one, I'm just going to loosen it on the vise here, and then we'll move over to the table to disassemble it. There we go. So it don't fall apart in the garbage can here. Now I have to put it on the table right here. So I got my bolts here. These are the short bottom ones. These are the long top ones. Alright, now I got to get it to come apart. Lots of oil in it, a little bit. Okay, this has a backing wear plate on it, looks like, goes here. But this is and the reason they do this is so you don't have to replace the housing. Usually on ones that don't have this, you can take the housing and have it lapped. But where the gears run here on this is an important thing you want to look at. And this is going to tell you how much wear there is and how much junk has gone through there. So we've got some wear here. And somebody who does pumps can probably explain what this wear means, but kind of looks like we have none here A little here and a lot here. And now we're going to push out the drive gear. And the wear plate on the other end doesn't look bad at all. Still got color on it. So on the drive gear, we want to look at the teeth. And only one side of the teeth are going to wear. No visible wear on the shaft where the bearings run. And just a little bit where the seal runs. Really good looking. So when you take out your idler gear, if you're putting a pump back together, you're going to want to make sure you go in the same way, because this is the top, you could easily turn it upside down and put it in, and then it's not going to match the wear marks with the other one if there is any. So this gear looks really good on the teeth. I mean, just very little wear, just a little bit. The other thing I'm looking at is this surface of it, and it really looks pretty good, really pretty good. So I'm going to put it on the table the same way it came out. Now this is doweled like the other half. Ooh, okay, here's where the problem comes in. Now I can see this is shot. And this has had some serious garbage go through it. In here, inside the housing, the center section is destroyed. If I can get the oil out, let me see if I can separate this and I'll show you. May have to go get a hammer. That 3/8 drive ratchet hammer ain't working like I want it. I really don't want to drive a screwdriver or anything in there. We're probably not going to use this pump ever again anyway, so I don't really think it matters. Don't know whether it'd even be worth rebuilding it. Okay, now you're not supposed to use your screwdrivers I'm going to put this in the vise. Not supposed to use your screwdrivers, or chisels, but whatever. Okay, here's the other thrust bearing, and on a gear type pump, the clearance between these plates and the gear are critical. I'd have to look and see what the specs are on this, but normally it's like a thousandths or two. I mean, it's not a lot. So this is our real culprit here. This has got some serious damage. And on a gear pump, this is what foreign material does. So let me see if I can get this up here so you can see it. Right in here, it is really worn, and it has tore the crap out of the aluminum. So that's why this pump doesn't work too well. I mean, it's really got a ridge on it right here. The gear is really worn in here. And that's why I'm not seeing a lot of wear on the gear teeth themselves, is they're hardened steel, but this is aluminum. So this is the sacrificial piece here. There, you see that wear? And it's on both ends here. It's really tore it up. It's moved a lot of material there. Put a lot of crap through the system. Okay, you're not gonna believe this, but that's the pump that they recommended for this thing. It's a double section Vickers. Look at the size of that sucker. Anyway, hope it works. Alrighty, I got the hydraulic tank steam cleaned out. I went and bought a whole new cap and the screen and the whole assembly to bolt in there. I've siliconed it in to prevent the dirt and the water from going under it. Anyway, I really liked these gaskets better because they were cork. So I think that'll work out good. I cleaned all the grease off up there that was behind the hydraulic tank. And then Jake welded me a bunch of hooks in here. We welded one to hang the crane pendant on. Welded some down here to hang all my lifting hooks and clevises on. Didn't think we'd want to hang that big one there. I think that one will go out in the van trailer. But anyway, so I've been able to clean that up quite a bit in there. I am going to weld a nut to this tank so I can lift it back up in the truck with the hoist. I'm just way too old and lazy to do it by hand. 42, looks like we're gonna be about 42 in a night to the bead, and let's just call it 42. Oh, I'm gonna sneeze again. So half of 42 is what, 56? Right there. That's the center. Right there, but I better get the grinder and grind some off there. I put it in there, that'd be close enough. I could make that work. I ain't grinding it. I'm not doing it. That don't hold it on. Nothing will, huh? Should have ground the paint off. It would have welded better with the paint off. These are old transmission lock nuts and crap out of like TD24 Internationals. They used a lot of that kind of stuff. Anyway, they make good lifting eyes.
Hold on to your butts.
Okay, I want to thank Curly for sending me these magnets clear from Tennessee. That was awesome. Thank you, Curly. So what I've done with these magnets, your timing couldn't be better, but I've shoved 3 of them in here, so they're laying on the bottom of the tank right here. 1, 2, 3, like dominoes. So Matt has gone to go get us. He's had to go clear to Pokey to find a full throat, full port gate valve. All we can get here is a reduced port valve, and they're 1.5-inch pipe thread, but then they reduce where the gate is clear down to 1 inch. And so we didn't want to do that. Anyway, we've got Jake's got the filter assembly on here, and this is going to be the return for the crane, and then the compressor return sits in here. So as soon as we get the gate valve, we're going to get this in and then get it the hoses made, pour some oil to it, and see what happens. So we're making progress on the service truck. We've got the tank in, and we've got a new gate valve, and we've gone to the 1.5 inch like it's originally supposed to have. You saw the size of that pump. It's massive. Anyway, I'll have to show you a picture under there. I was going to tell you, there's the Milwaukee grease case. A little update on the grease gun. I got the manual one out here. But hey, I appreciate everybody telling me to send it in. So I bought it from Fastenal. So I took it in the other day, and they said it'd probably be 3 weeks, but they are going to warranty it. It does have a 5-year warranty. So in 3 weeks, I'll be able to let you know whether or not they warrantied it. So we got the pump on, and there's the suction deal tube, and we got the hose cut, and it will go around. There's the bottom of the tank, but we're trying to plumb in the filter, and that goes on the return side. So Jake's gone to go get some pipe fittings, and then he's also made a support for the back of the pump right here. It goes up to the transmission, and then he welded some round bar here and drilled a hole through it, and then went through the whole pump assembly with a way longer bolt. I needed new outrigger legs for the crane. The old ones were made out of 1/8" tube with 1/8" square 8x8 bases on them. So I had Industrial Metal Enterprises up the road fab these up for me. These are 1/4" tube and 3/8 bases. These outriggers are manual. This one fell out. We don't know where it went. It hit the highway somewhere, but they're really cheaply made. Anyway, it'd be nice to just replace the whole thing with hydraulic. But Jake's been working on the compressor all day. He's got the main hose built and hooked up. He's got the tank in. He's got the suction side hooked up, and he's got the filter stuff all ready to go. So a few more hoses, and we should be able to test this out. Contact. Got the compressor on. Do it again. I don't know what it's doing, Jake. It's obviously working the hell out of it. Yeah, it works. Huh? She works. What was trying to do? Let her go, let her rip, see what it does. Whoa! Whoa, that's got some suction. So we took the cover off of this and wiggled it back and forth. It was kind of stiff. Now with the unloader operational and we've used it, it spins over really easy. Thing pumps an incredible amount of air, works good. So while I had the cover off, I painted it black. Yep, black. It was black before, it's black now. So we also tried the crane. The crane is incredibly fast compared to what it was. So I think with this new pump and the massive amount of flow we have, even at idle, we're not going to have to worry about bumping the throttle up on the truck anymore. I think we're good there. And to ensure that we always have good flow, thank you, Curly, for sending those magnets. I cleaned all the West Vaco out of the tank, put the magnets in there. We keep the iron out of the system. I think we'll be good for a long time. This is what you do when you have sausage fingers. You can't get your sausage fingers in there to get the nuts started. Electric tape for the win. Old sausage fingers got her started. We're on. Yeah, this thing would look so good in yellow. Black there and yellow there, wouldn't it? Oh. And put American flag on it. Definitely going to put a cat decal on it. That'll improve its performance by 12.5%. What do you think? Okay, Jake's been working on the cradle for the truck. He's got this 3/8 plate welded to the top of the box all the way around. We're using one single square tube to set it on. We'll have some flat plate under here with a 60-degree bend, and we'll line it with 1/2-inch UMHW plastic. We've got it tipped back to keep the water from running in that end and up the boom, which is what it used to do. And this is the old hook I cut off, and it used to be like that. We're not going to do that. We're going to put it up under here. That way when we lift the crane and release the cable, it falls out. I want to thank everybody for their pictures and their advice. We looked at what you did and your suggestions, and this is what we came up with for our truck. So thank you. Okay, we got her done. We took some 1/2-inch UMHW, used some 1/4-inch nice Phillip head screws, countersunk them in there, ground the head, the bolts sticking off out, painted this all black, and then welded the hook holder up on the boom and painted her black. We're just about ready to pick out the power pack on this motor, get it in the shop, do some work on it. And the compressor is sort of working. We think we got to have a new pressure switch. I've ordered one, but anyway, crane's working really well. Okay, we're out. This is the scary part right here. You got to rotate, put it in the truck. All right, we're out, and we're on our stand, and now we're gonna go get our car hauler trailer, put it on that, bring it over to the shop, steam it off, then back it into the shop, lift it off the trailer with our shop hoist. That's a heavy son of a gun there. Okay, this is really all Chevys are good for. A tote. Okay, so we'll have to take the radiator and the hard nose off. We have to pull the whole front cover off to get to the fuel injection pump drive gear, which has a variable timing advance in it. That's got to be worked on and replaced. We got to fix all the oil leaks. We can't have any oil leaks. We're going to need a new exhaust manifold. That's broke. And the turbo has got a problem. It's leaking where the band clamp is. We'll probably have to send that back to Jim Blaylock. I bought that from him about 18 years ago. That's a custom built turbo with a 50 thousandths bigger compressor wheel in it. Right, Gunter? Yeah. We got us a head for the steering ram on the one scraper. Came out of T&E out of Montana, got it for us. But it came from Portland Tractor. Anyway, it's been machined for a wear sleeve, but that's not a cat wear sleeve. So we looked around, we were having a terrible time trying to find any wear sleeves. And then I remembered this guy, one of my awesome subscribers over in Boise, Advantage Machine, Andy Bloomquist. And I don't know why I didn't think of this later. I had this stuff all over the shop staring me in the face. So I called Andy, and he knew exactly what I needed for this, and he got me 2 wear sleeves. So thank you, Andy. It pays to have awesome YouTube subscribers. Okay, we got the new head on. Compressor pumps a lot of air, but I'm wondering if we're gonna have to put a dryer on it. We're having trouble with the line freezing up, so hair dryer time. What are we doing, Jake? Stuff? What kind of motor is this? Is that a 5.9 Cummins? Or is that a 3412 Cat? There's a variable timing drive gear that drives the pump in here, and it's kaput, and it won't come out through here. At least I don't think it will it? Hope we're not doing this for nothing. I don't think it does it?
Gear comes out.
So we have to take the whole cover off. Okay, what are we doing, Jake? Shit and stuff. So, is this the shit and stuff that's broke?
Mm-hmm.
What is this called?
It's the shit and stuff gear.
And what's its function?
Nobody really knows.
Oh. Controls timing or something, doesn't it? Makes the engine go blub, 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 like that Russian guy.
Күз кез көз, күш кеш көш, кір көр, күл кел көл, кілең қысқа сөз кім оқиды тез. Арқада алты арқар бар, қырқада қырық арқар бар, қырық арқарда ақ арқар бар, алты арқарда марқа арқар бар. Әбдіреде әбігер әтеш отыр, әбігер әтеш отырған әбдірені әжем ашып отыр.
Okay, this is the variable timing advance on a 3306 PC motor. And what you got here is a couple of weights that go in here, and they sit on these little wedges. And so as the timing advances, or the RPM increases, it pushes these weights out against the springs and rotates the gear slowly. See? Then when you slow back down, timing comes down. Well, sometimes it blubbers and acts crazy, so we know it's going nuts in here. These springs don't measure the same. They've been wearing pretty bad in here, so all you can do is buy the springs, and that's really it. You cannot buy the weights. You can't buy any individual parts. I think Morton has one. I think it's $1,500, but I'm hoping this one can be fixed by just putting a set of springs in it. So I'm not sure if these are available or not. I really don't see anything wrong with them. The only thing that concerns me about any of it is the amount of scuffing. Unless they had a failure, and I don't know, looks like there was some junk under here. And then you can see where the spring has been wearing right there. So I'm hoping we can polish this up, put some new springs in it, and make her go again. So if any of you have ever worked on one of these before, tell me your opinion. Hey, good Friday evening to you, everybody. Want to introduce you to some of my awesome subscribers. I've still got tons of them I'm trying to get through, so be patient. Put your name down. I print it out. It may take a while, but I'll get it on there, I promise you. Ken Allen, he's from New Zealand. Thank you, Ken, for subscribing clear over there. Ryan Harley from Manchester, that's in the UK. Peter Wilson from Australia, thank you, mate. And Benjamin Bietkin from Germany. You should go check out his YouTube channel. I'll leave a link below. He's got a lot of cool videos over there. I like watching them, like to see how they do things over there. It's totally different than the way we do it here. My US subscribers, Alan Reeves from Pearland, Texas. Thank you, Alan. John Lumley from Delray Beach, Florida. And John Leake from not too far away in Logan, Utah. Thank you for subscribing, guys. Sending out lots of calendars. Get them while they're hot. Haven't got a whole lot of the equipment calendars left. I do have a whole nother box of these, though, if you like those. Anyway, also, too, you can get the old Kenny coloring book at Amazon.com. Thank you very much for supporting the gentleman who did all this. I know he really appreciates it. Also, too, I want to do a video on my old 988. For those of you that subscribe to me on Instagram and Facebook, you saw the video of me trying to move the pine tree. I do have the rest of that video. You're going to love it. Plus, I want to get some other stuff. But that video will take me probably a good solid week to do. The D9 history video took a solid week because I had to dig up all that old VHS footage, transfer that into digital on my computer, and process all that. It takes a lot of work. So give me a little time and I'll get that done, and I know you're going to love it. So see you next week, man. Oh, on a side note, we've got scraper stuff in the shop right now. We've got a 3306 back here. You saw that. So you're going to get to see lots of repair videos. So if you have questions about what we're doing and certain things, put them in the comments below. And when I do the repairs, I'll try to address your questions.